Welcome to DFO Guide. This is the real Batman, and I wanted to cover a few tips and tricks that I could not really fit into the other videos, but all of these are very helpful for your gameplay. I'm going to cover some simpler things to start, and then get into more complicated advice later. Let's start with tip number one. Tip number one has to do with keyboard shortcuts. So you press enter, you press the chat here. You can see all the different kinds. You won't see party or raid, not in party or raid right now, but you can see some of those as well. And then there's a few other shortcuts as well if you scroll over here. And I also want to cover set item and set character. If you look at slash set item and set character, I have them bound to different keys here. And what they do is when you go into a dungeon, set item, it vacuums all items directly to you. It's very useful at the end of dungeons. Let's see, right there. Press 0, and all the items go directly to you. It's not as useful ever since these items that vacuum items to you anyways, but it's still useful at the end of some dungeons anyways. If you press 9, is what I have to set character, teleports you to the beginning of the room. Just in case your character gets stuck somewhere, and you can always just unstuck yourself right there. So that's very useful. Tip number 2 has to do with opening items in bulk and then buying in bulk. So normally you right click this, you open one, but if you hold shift and right click, you can open multiple of that. And then also if you want to buy in bulk, you can buy one individual if you want, or you can just hold shift, left click, buy in bulk. Very simple. Tip number 3 has to do with setting up your favorites tab. So normally on your maps when you press N, you have your recommended, but favorites, format it however you like. This is how I format mine. Now, most of these are areas that they do recommend themselves, but let me say I take this out and take Limitia Basilica. In order to add Limitia Basilica, it's one of the recommended ones right here. Add it, perfect. Now, I don't really use Ahriam Valley anymore, but let's say you do want to add a map that's not included in this area here. So let's say I had on Ahriam Valley before. I don't use it anymore, but so I would use this warp point. Hold on, drag it over, bam, just like that. So Sanctuary of Scattered Stars is one of the areas I have to drag manually. I don't run Starfall Forest anymore, but I used to a lot, and that's why I still have it here. But otherwise, all these are pretty useful for one reason or another. Tip number 4 has everything to do with the Armory. So if I go to the Armory tab here, what's really nice is that distinct items, you get this from the advanced dungeons if you've been doing them, and all of these pieces, they apply set points to every single set in the game. So it's very useful for alts mostly. So now it's incorporated so you can do like the distinct magic stone. I don't have that, but let's say I have the pink one. Bam, right there, that's nice. Another thing you can do, right click, craft a single part. Before, you'd have to go through a lot of loopholes to finally craft one single item, but now all you have to do is right click, craft single part. If you want to craft it and transfer to another character, for instance. So now I have it here. Much simpler now. Another useful tip regarding the Armory, I'm not sure this is published anywhere, it's really hard to find this kind of information. So let's say I want to keep the quality on my items. So for instance, I found this sub-equipment and it's 89% superior quality. My current sub-equipment is 67%, not as good. If I wanted to upgrade the quality, instead of using Kaleido boxes and converting it this way and hoping for RNG, what you can do is, let's say I want to equip this. Alright, so I'll inherit all my enchants and my reinforcement onto it. Great. So now I have this equipped, this sub-equipment. Now this is Serendipity set. This does not match my Soul Fairy set. I'm just gonna disassemble this. And what I'm gonna do is go to Armory. I choose Soul Fairy and I will convert this back into what I had before. Alright, so I'm back where I was starting, but now instead of exceptional quality, it's superior quality. So what you do is inherit onto the new equipment that has the quality you want, equip it, disassemble, and then use the Armory and you keep the quality of the new stuff. So that way you don't have to use Kaleido boxes. Yeah, and that's very useful. And this tip is especially useful for weapons. So I have a 100% knuckle here. If I were to, I mean, I have this other weapon here. If I ever want to change to a new weapon, let's not actually do this, but always disassemble everything. And if you want to switch weapons, what you're going to do is go to Armory, go to Weapon, and then equip the new weapon. For instance, like that. Right? And so now this is a 100% fist, okay? So let's say I go back, convert it back. This will always stay 100% this way. So that's how you keep your quality using the Armory. Tip number 5 has to do with gathering speed farming equipments. So what you want to get are this belt and this earring. They are level 105 items from the previous cap. So in order to get these, you do it the Storm's Wrath weekly. You can only do this once per week. So you can also farm Storm's Wrath normal, but to me it's a waste of FP. Farm this once a week. If you don't get it one week, try another time. So eventually you want to get this belt and this earring. So you're going to convert them into specific items, and this is how you're going to do it. So go to Seria's room first. You're going to unequip every single item. You don't need to unequip your weapon or your title. So I equip just the belts. Left click. Upgrade level 110 equipment. What I'm going to do is convert. And for the belt, you want to convert this to, I think, a Survivor in Flames. Yes, you want this item. Expansion supply belts. Use the gold. Proceed. Alright, so now I have this belt. Now to do for the earrings, again, same thing. Unequip everything. Earrings, left click. Upgrade. Convert. And you're going to go to Forward Mover's Mindset. You want these. Explosive type, small tactical flare. Convert. Alright, so these two items, if you look at the description, attack speed, casting speed, movement speed, that's a lot of speed. Belts, all speeds, 45%. Very useful for farming. So what you do is, let's say I have all these things equipped. I have these two items on my tab here, and if I'm farming Disciple of Doom or any other gold farming, whatever, equip it, just like that. It does make you a little bit weaker, but for some content, doesn't matter. Speed matters. Disciple of Doom is pretty easy, of course, so that's what I use it for. Also, don't forget to put some enchants or some fusion stones onto these, so of course, again, it doesn't really matter what enchants you put. They're not supposed to be that strong anyways. This is just for speeding things up. Earrings and belt, they're good enough. And for fusion stones, of course, for belts, you could go crit chance, but it really doesn't matter. Cooldown's nice for farming dungeons. And then for earrings, you definitely want Apocalypse Symbols. 20% movement speed. So, yeah, take care of that. And you got your speed farming stuff. Tip number 6 has to do with gold saving and gold farming. So the most important thing for making more gold is to have Neo Premium Contract. This gives you extra FP. Normally you have 156 or 176, I think it was, but Neo Premium gives you like 100 more. So you can go to the Sarah shop, you can buy it off with Sarah if you'd like, or you go to Events tab right here, you can buy 3 days worth for 6 mil. That is a lot, but it will be worth it. But you don't usually want to buy it off of here. You want to go to Auction Hall. So as you saw, it was 3 days for 6 mil, 2 mil per day. If you go to Auction Hall, normally the bonus boxes for the packages, just type in bonus, So this has 7 days, and you see it's like about 8 mil, so it's way more worth it. You can also look up, I think, Master Complete Contract Box. So this is 15 days of stuff. You want to focus on the Neo Premium Plus, right? Uh, this is not as efficient. This is almost 2 mil per day. So definitely right now, bonus box is the way to go for buying more Neo Premium. So you start with that. And because you have more FP, that means you have more chances to find Banubu from certain dungeons, from Disciple of Doom, from Starfall Forest and such, and you get more Malefic clues. This is how you're going to make most of your money. So, as I explained before, the real gold farming dungeon is Annihilate the Maleficents. Track Malefic Energy is the free entry one, but Annihilate the Maleficents, you get about 250k raw gold, but you also get 24 Malefic residues. And residues are these items, and again, they can take place of gold when upgrading or doing other stuff for this cap. 5,000 gold valuation, so 5,000 times 24, that's like 120k gold. So when you buy Malefic clues from the auction house, it does cost about 280, let's say 300k per. Now, in terms of raw gold, if you keep buying this off the auction house, you will eventually lose gold, but you make it up in value through Malefic residue. You get way more Malefic residue. After a full FP bar of farming, I get about 4 mil worth of Malefic residue, and of course however much gold. If I bought all the Malefic clues from all my entries, of course I'm not going to be making as much gold, but you do make up gold value. Now, if you're just looking for raw gold, you could run track Malefic energy if you'd like, but to me, time is money, and honestly, it takes a while to run this dungeon. About the same time as Annihilate the Maleficents, but a lot less value. Honestly, if you want to like actually farm Disciple of Doom. It's really quick. Make more alts, farm Disciple of Doom. The passive gold that you get just from running regular stuff is higher than in past caps. The actual gold farming is worse, but the passive gold is better. So just make more alts, play the game, um, hope for more Banubu spawns so that you can get free clues to run Annihilate the Maleficents. So that's how I personally try to make gold, besides swiping your credit card. Something I forgot to mention, the other reason why you want to have Neo Premium Plus is whenever you do encounter Banubu at the end of dungeons, if you don't have Neo Premium, he only sells you one item. So he'll maybe sell you one Malefic clue or something else, but if you have Neo Premium, he will sell you two. So it basically doubles the value of Banubu. You get 2 clues per Banubu, or 1 clue and then 1 other premium item that he might sell. So that's also the reason why Neo Premium is so important. The 7th and last tip I want to talk about is cursed and amping gear. So if you've been farming Astrahan Archives, you can see these question marks. You cannot equip these, and you actually cannot even disassemble them normally. So you see these are not disassemblable. So player disassemblers can do so though, so that's fine. So what happens is they give extra stats. So if you look at here, I have amplify and those little pink stats right there, right? Normal gear does not have this. So these will give extra stats, and it is expensive to amplify and to go to plus 10 and such. But to get some free ways to convert these, normally these items cost a lot. But if you have Neo Premium, you have Neo Premium tokens. Grab them, and you're going to go to upgrade equipment here, go to the right, this vending machine. Get a few. So you're going to use the purification scroll. Purify, and what did I get? Spirit. Spirit is not what a female crusader needs. I'm going to convert this to intelligence, and that will change depending on what class you're playing. And the game will tell you what you're using, so that should be simple. The only exception is male satyr. Male satyr damage will use intelligence, but honestly don't do that if you're new. Go Vitality or Spirit. Just choose one and commit to one of them. That's for buffing. So the last thing I want to briefly mention is that your cursed gear, when you get it brand new, it will not have enchantments on it. So that's why it's recommended that you don't put your expensive enchants onto non-cursed gear. So I do want to use this for instance. So let's say I inherit. Okay, so I do want the cursed intelligence onto my normal stuff. Alright, so, well actually I don't want to equip this. I want to equip that. So now this equipment has the cursed amplification on intelligence, but I lost the 35. Did I have, what, did I have light damage on it? Light damage, fire damage. So I don't have that enchantment anymore. So this was a booster character, so I got this for free, but let's say you bought an enchantment, you don't want to waste that gold on a non-cursed item. So again, if you followed my guides before, very easy to get a suitable replacement for this. Enchant, where's necklace? 33 all elements, not bad. It's 2 less than what this was. So yeah, remember, don't put expensive enchants on non-cursed gear. If you do happen to do that and you want to keep that the enchantment, what you can do is you have silver amplification grimoires, which I don't have on hand right now, but they are expensive off the auction house. Yeah, 20 mil. But events will give you simple silver amplification grimoires here and there. So I think the Sunken Depths one has one. Does it? Well, some events have it anyways. So that was 7 tips and tricks for your gameplay in DFO. Hopefully some of this was useful to you, especially if you're newer or you're returning. I just wanted to make a quick video before I head out to Asia for a few weeks. So yeah, hopefully I don't get banned when I'm out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.